My dear child, there are moments in life when your heart grows so tired that even breathing feels heavy. You have been running and running, pushing doors that would not open, knocking and knocking on walls that gave no answer. You stretched yourself thin trying to earn a place, trying to prove your worth, trying to make someone, anyone, notice that you are here, that you matter, that your life has meaning. You smiled through pain. You kept going even when your legs were shaking. You held on even when every part of you wanted to let go. And I saw all of it. Every single moment. I did not miss one tear, not one silent prayer, not one night when you lay awake staring at the ceiling wondering if things would ever change. But here is what I need you to hear right now, with your whole heart open and ready. That season of striving, that exhausting chapter of chasing and proving and begging to be seen, it is ending. Not slowly fading, not gradually winding down. It is ending. And what is rising in its place is something you have never felt before. It is a deep, quiet, unshakable knowing that you are enough, that you are chosen, that what belongs to you does not need to be chased, because I have already commanded it to come to you. You will not have to fight for recognition anymore. You will not have to stand in line hoping someone picks you. What I am releasing over your life is magnetic. The things you once ran after will begin running toward you. The people who once looked past you will find themselves looking for you. The doors that seemed permanently locked will begin to open, not because you finally found the right key, but because I spoke your name and heaven moved. That is the kind of favor that is being placed on your life right now. Not temporary, not fragile, not dependent on who likes you or who doesn't. Heaven-backed, eternal, unshakable favor. So right now, in this moment, I want you to do something that might feel unfamiliar. I want you to rest. Not give up, not stop dreaming, not stop caring, but rest from the striving. Rest from the performance. Rest from the constant need to prove yourself. Your assignment is not to push harder. Your assignment is simply to stand firm in your yes, to stay faithful where you are planted, and to allow heaven to close every gap that you have been frantically trying to close on your own. I will bring to you what you asked for, and more. So much more than you even thought to ask for. Because what I am doing in your life right now is not designed to just meet your expectations. It is designed to completely overflow them. Yes, I said overflow. The doors that are about to open for you will not just lead to rooms you imagine. They will reveal entire hallways you never dreamed of. The conversations that are coming will not just confirm your value. They will expand your capacity in ways that will surprise even you. New friendships, unexpected partnerships, divine meetings that you never put on your calendar. These are being arranged for you right now. Not by human hands, but by mine. And you will steward them well, because I have been preparing you for exactly this. This is how I work for those I love. I do not just open a door. I fill the hallway behind it with surprises. I wrap my greatest miracles inside ordinary, looking moments. A simple phone call that changes everything. A message that arrives at the perfect time. A meeting that looks like a coincidence, but carries the weight of destiny. A glance from someone who holds a key you did not even know you needed. These small moments will carry my glory inside them, and if you are paying attention, you will recognize them. You will feel that quiet trembling in your spirit that says, "This is it. This is the one I was waiting for." So position your heart, dear one. Stand tall in expectation, not in anxiety. Lift your eyes up from the ground of your past disappointments and let them rest on the horizon of what I am bringing. Do not hedge your hope. Do not talk yourself out of believing. Do not allow doubt to sit in the chair that faith should be occupying. Because this is your momentum shift. What was silent is about to get loud. What was invisible is about to become impossible to ignore. What was closed is about to swing open wide, and when it happens, when the door opens, when the phone rings, when the right person says your name in the right room, do not pause and wonder if you deserve it. You do. Not because you are perfect, but because I am faithful. Not because you never stumbled, but because I never stopped working on your behalf. You belong in those spaces. You belong in those rooms. You belong where your presence carries weight, and your voice is heard, and your gifts are finally given the room they need to breathe. My child, a single act of kindness can help God's message reach someone who needs hope today. If you feel blessed by this channel, you can stand with us through the Ko-Fi or PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for helping us spread God's love one soul at a time. Now let me speak to something that has been living quietly inside you for far too long. There is a fear that has followed you around like a shadow you could never shake. It shows up in your quietest moments and whispers things that feel true, even when they are completely false. It tells you that you are not enough. It tells you that it is too late, that the best moments have already passed you by, that the people around you see something in you that is broken and unredeemable. It tells you that you are invisible, that your efforts are pointless, that your dreams are naive. That voice, that lying, relentless, exhausting voice, is losing its power over you right now. Because in the place where fear has been living, I am planting joy. Not the surface kind of joy that depends on everything going well. Not the fragile kind that shatters the moment life gets hard. I am planting a joy that is rooted so deep inside you that no storm can pull it up. A joy that laughs in the face of delay. A joy that dances even in difficult seasons. A joy that looks at every obstacle and says, I know who holds my future, and I am not afraid. That kind of joy is not something you manufacture. It is something I release, and I am releasing it over you right now. You will wake up one morning soon and notice that something has shifted inside you. The heaviness that greeted you every morning will be gone. The weight that settled on your chest the moment you opened your eyes will have lifted. You will take a breath, and it will feel lighter. You will speak words of gratitude in places where you once only whispered desperate prayers. You will laugh from somewhere deep and real, not the polite kind of laugh you give when you are just getting through the day, but the kind that rises up from a soul that has been truly set free. Freedom is coming for you, not a conditional, temporary, keep your fingers crossed kind of freedom. Real, permanent, roaring freedom. The chains that have kept you silent, hidden, weighed down in shame and guilt and fear. Those chains are breaking. The lies that told you were too broken to be used, too delayed to still be relevant, too small to make a difference. Those lies are being shredded. And when they fall, you will discover something beautiful. You were never carrying them alone. Every single moment that you struggled under that weight, I was right there, carrying it with you. I did not leave you alone in your hardest seasons. I was there. I am here. And now I am declaring freedom over your life. Freedom that does not shrink when the storms come. Freedom that stands firm when the voices get loud. Freedom that has been proven and tested and earned through every battle you survived. That is your inheritance. And it is time to live like it already belongs to you. Joy is not about pretending everything is fine. Joy is not about ignoring your problems or painting a smile over your pain. Joy is about responding to my presence instead of responding only to your problems. When you know I am here, when you truly feel that I have not left and I am not going to leave, joy rises naturally. It reclaims territory that fear tried to steal. It pushes back the darkness with a light that no shadow can resist. So when your heart lifts, let it lift. When tears of gratitude fall, let them fall. When laughter rises from somewhere real and deep inside you, Let it be loud. You have been serious and heavy-hearted for long enough. The time of joy is here, not because all the pain is gone, but because my presence is greater than the pain. Where fear once had a throne in your heart, I am building joy a home. Where chains once weighed you down, I am installing freedom, and that freedom will not whisper politely. It will roar. So lift your voice. Let your spirit exhale. Dance a little. Celebrate what I am doing even before you see it fully, because faith celebrates in advance. The liberation I am bringing will not only free you, it will change the entire atmosphere around you. People will feel something different when they are near you. They will not always be able to name it, but they will feel it, because you will carry the evidence of a life that has been truly set free. Now I want to talk about something that matters so much to your heart: recognition, being seen, being valued, being known. From the time you were small, you wanted someone to look at you and say, "I see you. I see what you carry. I see your gifts. I see your heart." And so many times, that validation came slowly or not at all. You worked hard and were overlooked. You gave your best and it was not acknowledged. You showed up faithfully and the room barely noticed. That ache, that longing to be recognized, it is one of the deepest human pains. And I understand it because I placed worth inside you that was always meant to be honored. But here is the truth that changes everything. The recognition that matters most does not come from a stage, from a platform, from applause, or from someone finally deciding to notice you. The recognition that changes your life comes from heaven. And heaven has always known your name. Heaven has always seen your faithfulness. Heaven has always marked every quiet sacrifice you made when nobody was watching. And now, right now, I am releasing that recognition into the visible world. Not because someone finally decided to remember you, but because I am calling your name. And when I call, things move. The honor I am bringing will silence the critics. The validation I am releasing will answer that deep question your soul has been carrying for years. It will not come from human applause that fades by morning. It will come from a divine endorsement that does not change with time. And when it arrives, even the people who once doubted you will know, this was not human effort. This was the hand of God. You will walk into rooms and the atmosphere will shift. You will speak and people will lean in. You will carry a presence that commands attention, not because you demanded it, but because I placed it on you. I am establishing you on a platform that cannot be dismantled by gossip, by jealousy, by criticism, or by the opinions of people who never fully understood your assignment. I am planting your identity so deep in my voice that no lie can uproot it. Others will try to define you by your mistakes, but I will define you by your destiny. Others will try to shrink you, but I will magnify you. Others may try to disqualify you, but my word over your life will outlast every doubt anyone ever spoke. Your name is being lifted, and when it is lifted, heaven's weight is behind it. So the fight for recognition, that exhausting, soul-draining battle to make people see your worth, that fight is no longer yours to carry. Hand it to me. I will fight it better than you ever could, and what I bring back will be far greater than anything your own striving could have produced. Stand up. Step out. Trust that what is coming is not based on your performance but on my purpose. This is your moment, and it is about to become undeniable. Before we go further, if what you are hearing is stirring something real inside your spirit, if these words are landing somewhere deep that needed to hear them, please take a moment right now and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notifications so you never miss a word that is meant to find you. And share this with someone you love, someone who is tired, someone who has been waiting, someone who needs to hear that they have not been forgotten. You never know whose life might turn around because you took one moment to share. Now let us keep going, because there is so much more. My dear child, I know about the nights. I know what it feels like to lie in the dark at 2 a.m, watching shadows move on the ceiling, your mind running in circles, while everyone else seems to be sleeping peacefully. I know the quiet whisper that visits you in those moments. The one that says, maybe you missed it. Maybe your window closed. Maybe the blessing had a deadline, and you were not ready when it came. You watched others step into their seasons. You watched doors open for them. You watched prayers get answered around you, and quietly, carefully, so that no one would hear, you asked, God, am I too late? Is there still something for me? And in that dark, in that quiet, I was holding you. I was cradling every tear you cried and catching every prayer you whispered. And I want you to know something that I need you to carry in your heart from this day forward. Your turn was never about your timeline. It was about your readiness. It had nothing to do with how fast you moved, and everything to do with how deep you had grown. You were not missing your moment. I was protecting it. I was keeping it safe until the day your heart would be strong enough, rooted enough, wide enough to carry the fullness of what I had planned for you. Every tear you cried in the dark was not wasted. Every night you felt alone was not evidence of my absence. Every season of silence was not proof that I had moved on without you. Those hard seasons were refining you. They were forming something in you that could not be formed any other way. They were preparing you for something that required a prepared person. And you are that prepared person. Not perfect, not without wounds, but ready, more ready than you know. I know how many times you told me you could not wait much longer. I heard you, and I understood. But I want to explain something to you about how I work. I do not measure time the way you do. You count days and months and years, and wonder why nothing has shifted. I weave destiny by the condition of the heart. The delay you experienced was not denial. The silence was not neglect. Even in the absolute quiet, I was orchestrating your moment with a precision that no human mind could replicate. I was not slow. I was being exact, because what I have for you deserved exactness. It deserved the right conditions. It deserved you at your best and most prepared. And that moment, your moment, is arriving. Not because the world is finally ready to give you a turn, but because you are finally ready for what I prepared. The turn you feared you had missed was never set to your schedule. It was set to your transformation. And tonight, I am releasing you from the weight of that fear. I am telling you clearly, your season is not behind you. The shift happening in your spirit right now is a beginning, not an ending. Doors you thought were closed forever are about to creak open. Opportunities you buried in a mental graveyard of lost chances are making a resurrection. And when your turn arrives, it will not be someone else's leftover blessing. It will be exactly and specifically what was always designed for you. Because I held your place. I kept your name on the scroll when no one else was writing it. I preserved your promise when no one else was talking about it. And now, at the exact right hour, what I kept will come forward. With clarity, with purpose, and with a holy power that will leave no doubt about where it came from. So rest, dear one. Lay down the urgency that has been battering your soul. Stop rehearsing all the ways you might be too late. The days of questioning are turning into mornings of revelation. And when your turn comes, and it is coming, you will not have to argue for your place. You will not have to push your way in. It will find you the way sunrise finds the morning sky. Natural, inevitable, undeniable, and the world around you will rearrange itself to acknowledge. This was always yours. Now let me take you somewhere new. Because what is coming for your life is not a repeat of what has already been. It is not a slightly improved version of the old story. What is coming is entirely, completely, radically new. It will not follow the patterns of your past failures. It will not carry the echoes of old disappointments. It will not replay the scenes that taught you to expect less. No. What I am building ahead of you is a brand new reality, a fresh chapter, a reclamation of every promise that was delayed, every dream that was stolen, every prayer that felt like it bounced off the ceiling and went nowhere. And inside that newness, your redemption will rise, not as an explanation that you have to give to others, as a vindication that speaks for itself. The doubts you have quietly carried. Am I enough? Did I miss my chance? Will this ever work? Those doubts have had too many years of free rent in your heart. I am evicting them tonight. The season I am ushering in is so charged with my presence, so saturated in my power, that those doubts will be exposed as the thin, flimsy lies they always were. They will be silenced not by arguments but by evidence. Your own life will become the proof that proves them wrong. My child, every video on this channel is created with love, faith, and dedication to sharing God's Word. If these messages inspire and encourage you, you can support our mission through the Ko-Fi or PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Every lost season, every tear, every prayer that felt unanswered, it will find its answer here. Redemption is not just rescue from the past. It is a reclaiming of the future in my name. Your past was not a prison. It was a preparation room. The failures, the setbacks, the seasons of sitting in silence and feeling invisible, they were not curses. They were a crucible, a purifying fire that burned away everything that would have limited what was coming. And now I am releasing what your private seasons earned into the public arena of honor, of purpose, of power. The version of you that is emerging from this season will look nothing like the version who entered it. You will walk with a confidence you never had before. You will make decisions with a peace you could not access before. You will speak with an authority and lead with a gentleness that only comes from someone who has walked through fire and come out the other side held by my hand. That is resurrection level restoration. Not just recovery, not just getting back to where you were, but rising higher than you have ever stood before. And the wrongs that were done to you, they will not simply be erased as though they never happened. They will be redeemed, transformed, turned into fuel for a testimony that sets other people free. Every time you rise, people around you will see not just who you are now, but what I do with a person who refuses to give up. So do not look backward and wish for the old days to return. Stand at the threshold of what I am doing now, because what comes next will silence every what if, every maybe, every too late. You will experience what redemption truly looks like when it carries a person from brokenness into brilliance, from shame into purpose, from waiting into walking in the fullness of the dream I planted in you long ago. Nothing in your past can overshadow the glory of what is being made new. And that, my child, is my holy promise over your life. Right now, in this very moment, I am doing something in the spiritual world that you cannot see with your physical eyes, but your spirit can feel. I am rewriting the atmosphere around your life. I am not tiptoeing. I am not negotiating with old fears. I am not asking permission from past seasons. I am moving like a fresh wind through the rooms of your heart, sweeping out everything that does not belong, and filling every space with something new, something holy, something alive. Where heaviness used to sit, joy will now dance. Where tension used to live, peace will now breathe. Where doubt used to echo, faith will now ring clear. This is not a mood adjustment. This is not a motivational boost that fades by tomorrow morning. This is a deep, structural change in the atmosphere of your inner world. I am changing the climate of your spirit. I know what those heavy mornings have felt like. waking up under a grayness you could not name, dragging yourself through the day, carrying a weight in your chest that nobody could see, the tension that lived in your body even when life seemed outwardly okay, the low hum of anxiety that followed you from room to room. That was not from me, and it does not belong to you anymore. I am uprooting it. I am pulling out every root of fear, every seed of discouragement, every buried lie that has been feeding the heaviness you have been living under. And in every space those things occupied, I am planting something better. Where fear drilled its nails into your heart, I am weaving threads of delight. Where discouragement muted your voice, I am raising up songs of new life. Where anxiety stole your sleep, I am placing a peace so deep you will wonder how you ever lived without it. Joy is not just visiting your life for a brief stay. Joy is moving in permanently. It is becoming your resident, not your occasional guest. And this new atmosphere I am building, it is about so much more than how you feel. It is about dominion. I am giving you the ability to rule your inner world, to govern your thoughts and your emotions and your beliefs the way a king governs his kingdom, not with fear and control, but with wisdom and peace. You will begin to recognize when fear tries to re-enter, because your joy will already be standing at the door, turning it away. You will no longer just survive your days. You will inhabit them fully. You will live them with the awareness that you are deeply loved and carefully held. Here is the most important part of this new atmosphere. It does not depend on your circumstances changing first. You will not need to wait until the finances improve, until the relationship heals, until the situation resolves before you can access this peace. You will become the change before the change comes. Even in the middle of a storm, your spirit will be anchored in my presence. Even under pressure, your mind will rest in my faithfulness. Even in confusion, your heart will pulse with the certainty that I know the way. That is the kind of person I am forming you into. Not someone who only has peace when life is peaceful, but someone who carries peace into every environment they enter. So prepare yourself. Expect the walls of fear to crack. Expect joy to be loud and unapologetic. Expect to wake up one morning soon and breathe differently. Expect that when people encounter you, they will feel something they cannot explain. A warmth, a steadiness, a lightness. Because you carry the atmosphere of heaven with you wherever you go. And wherever you walk, that atmosphere will declare, "This one belongs to me." I want to talk to you now about something that has hurt deeply. The silence. Those long stretches of time when heaven seemed completely quiet, when you prayed and heard nothing, when you trusted and saw nothing change, when you waited and felt nothing move. I know how loud silence can be when your heart is desperate for a word from me. And I know how the enemy loves to twist that silence into a weapon, whispering that it means you have been forgotten, written off, deemed unworthy of an answer. But I need you to hear this clearly. You were never abandoned. Not for one single moment. That silence was not emptiness. It was a veil. It was not the absence of my movement. It was preparation for my momentum. I was not withholding from you. I was building the moment that would change everything for you. And I was building it with a precision and care that could not be rushed. When I prepare someone for something significant, I do not do it carelessly. When I get ready to lift a life, I do not do it for show. I do it for significance. I placed you in a season of hiddenness because there were things in you that needed to be developed away from public view. Things that could only grow in the quiet. Depth that could only form in stillness. A voice that could only become truly powerful after it had been silent for a while. You see, while you were wondering why nothing was shifting, I was building the foundation beneath the thing that was about to shift everything. While you thought no one was noticing you, I was writing your story in heaven's ink, not a rough draft, a masterpiece. And a masterpiece cannot be rushed. I was not interested in giving you a premature version of your destiny. I wanted the real thing, the full thing, the version that could withstand pressure and sustain weight and outlast criticism. And that kind of thing takes time. It takes silence. It takes the kind of deep inner work that only happens when the noise of other people's timelines fades away and you are left alone with me. And now, the silence is cracking. The quiet season is ending. Heaven's curtain is being pulled back. The unveiling is approaching. What I have been developing in the secret is getting ready to be confirmed in the open. And the platform built by that season of silence is larger than anything your own efforts could have constructed. Because you were not abandoned in the quiet. You were positioned. Positioned for conversations that need no introduction. Positioned for rooms that will not question why you are there. Positioned for a level of influence that only comes to those who were willing to go deep before going wide. The silence refined your voice. It purified your motives. It broke your unhealthy dependence on applause and taught you to be sustained by my presence alone. And now what you release from that place, what you say, what you carry, what you bring into every room, will have a frequency, a quality, a depth to it that could only have been produced by walking through exactly what you walked through. So do not curse the quiet seasons anymore. They were my covenant space with you. And the announcement coming out of them will be louder than anything that came before. Where you thought you were forsaken, you will realize you were being prepared. Where you thought you were forgotten, you will see you were being fashioned. And the silence you once grieved will become the season you are most grateful for. Because it is what made everything that comes next undeniable and unstoppable. My dear one, I want to sit with you in this next part and speak very gently, very directly, into something you may have been afraid to admit even to yourself. You have been waiting for a long time, and somewhere along the way, watching others move forward while you stood still, you began to quietly wonder if maybe God had just moved on. If perhaps the promises spoken over your life had somehow expired. If the prophecy, the word, the dream, if maybe all of that had just been wishful thinking, and your real life was simply going to look like this forever. I need you to hear me when I say, I do not forget. Not one word I have spoken over your life has been retracted. Not one promise has expired. Not one dream that I planted in your heart has been removed from my plans. I am not a God who speaks and then forgets. I am the God who finishes what I start, and your story is not finished. When your testimony unfolds, and it will unfold, it will not sound like the story of the luckiest person. It will sound like the story of the most faithful God. It will be so layered with my fingerprints, so soaked in my glory, so clearly designed by a wisdom beyond human understanding, that everyone around you will know, this was not luck. This was not strategy. This was not the result of the right connections or the right timing. This was kept. Every detail was preserved. Every delay was repurposed. Every prayer was recorded. Every tear was bottled. And all of it is being woven together into something that will leave people speechless. You may have thought you needed it fast, but what you really needed was faithfulness. You thought you needed God to hurry. But what I was doing was building something that would not be fragile. When I release what has been prepared for you, it will not crack under pressure. It will not collapse when hard seasons come. It will not fade when people try to challenge it. It will be fortified by faithfulness, mine and yours. It will be strong because it was tested. It will be lasting because it was built slowly and carefully with eternal hands. And here is the part that moves my heart the most. Your testimony will not just be about what you received. It will draw others into hope. People who are in the middle of their own long wait will look at your life and find the courage to keep going. They will see not just a person who received blessing, but a person who endured, a person who held on through the dark nights and the silent seasons and the moments of doubt and still refused to let go of my hand. And when you rise, they will rise too. That is the kind of story I am writing with your life. Not a quick success, a generational declaration. You will speak not of shortcuts, but of sacred faithfulness. You will rejoice not in how fast it came, but in how surely I kept every single word of what I promised. And in that testimony, my name will be lifted higher than any stage, any platform, any spotlight could ever lift it. Because your story will not just be about you. It will be about me. About a God who never left, never lied, and never let a single promise go. Child, breathe this in deeply right now. You are not behind. Your purpose has not expired. Your promise has not been given to someone else. The lie that says you missed your moment is one of the enemy's oldest tricks, and it has held too many precious people paralyzed for too long. But I declare over you right now, you are exactly on time. Not behind, not too late, exactly where you need to be for what I am about to do. Every moment that felt wasted was being folded into the perfect timing of heaven's heart. Every detour was a preparation. Every closed door was a redirection towards something far better. And this moment right now, this exact intersection of your journey, is an appointed hour. Something is shifting tonight. Something is breaking free. Something that has been stuck is beginning to move. The doors that have been locked are going to open. The walls that have stood firm are beginning to crack. Destinations that were hidden are coming into view. But more than the external things that are changing, what matters most is who you are becoming in this moment. Because the shift is not just in your circumstances. It is in your identity. You will not walk out of this season the same person who walked into it. The weight of something glorious is settling in your soul. Your vision is sharpening. Your steps are gaining authority. And when you rise from this place, your life will bear the unmistakable mark of what happened here. So stand firm. Rise from any weariness that still clings to you. Let your spirit declare out loud, "This moment is mine." Let the small, quiet yes you whispered when no one was watching become the roar that shakes heaven. Because this is not an ordinary night. This is the night something changes. I do not stagger. I do not arrive late. I break in with force and with tenderness all at once. And I am placing your life on a new axis right now. You are not late. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And what is happening right now will change everything. Beloved child, we are committed to spreading hope, faith, and the message of Jesus Christ to people around the world. If you would like to help us continue this work, please visit our Ko-Fi or PayPal links below. Your kindness means more than words can express. Now I want to call to something that lives at the very core of your being. Your faith. Not the loud, public, performance kind of faith. The real kind. The quiet, trembling, hold on, even when you cannot see anything kind of faith. That faith, your faith, is exactly what I am calling on right now. Not to perform, not to prove anything to anyone, but to respond. Your spirit has already sensed the shift. You have felt the stirring. Something inside you has been leaning forward, straining towards something that feels close but not yet visible. That feeling is real. That sensing is accurate. And now your faith needs to take one step forward to meet what I have already prepared. Not waiting for human permission. Not waiting for everyone around you to validate it first. Not waiting for the perfect conditions, or the clear path, or the confirmed prophecy. Just one trusting step in the direction of what your spirit already knows. You have been conditioned over time to wait for nods before you move. To stay small because someone once did not believe in you. to hesitate because the last time you tried, it did not work out. But that conditioning ends tonight. The faith I honor is not the faith that waits for applause. The faith I honor responds to my voice, and I am calling you. Move even when the path is not fully visible. Speak even when the room is quiet. Step even when the ground feels uncertain. Because faith does not activate what might happen. Faith activates what I have already ordained. The infrastructure of your promise is already in place. It is not floating somewhere undefined in spiritual space. It is real, it is ready, and it is waiting for your response. Your obedience is the key that unlocks the door. I know the risk feels real. I know your mind raises objections. But remember, every time you're small, shaking faith still yielded something greater than you expected. Remember every time you trusted anyway and I showed up. This is that moment, but bigger. This is that trust, but with more at stake. And that is exactly why I need your yes right now. I have never asked for blind, reckless leaps. I have always asked for trust steps. Steps taken on the basis of what you know about my character, my faithfulness, my love. You know me, and what you know is enough to take the next step. So breathe. Speak your yes. Move your feet. Declare what your spirit already believes. Let your hands reach toward what I am placing before you. Let your faith meet the stirring, and let your life shift in response. Because I am with you, and all I need, all I have ever needed, is your willing yes. My precious one, hear this now as if your entire future depended on it, because it does, in the most beautiful way. All the striving is over. All the exhausting effort to earn what was always meant to be freely given. The need to prove yourself, to compete, to force your way into spaces that were not designed for who you used to be, but are perfectly built for who you are becoming. All of that is ending right now. You will not have to knock on doors that refuse to open. You will not have to chase what your spirit was born to attract, because I have already gone ahead of you. I have already spoken your name into the rooms you have not yet entered. I have already commanded, not suggested, not hoped, not maybe, commanded the blessing to come to you. And when I command, no barrier holds, no delay stands, no force in heaven or on earth can reroute what I have directed toward your life. This blessing is not a reward you earned by being perfect. It is a revelation of my covenant with you. It is evidence that you belong to me, and that I am faithful to everyone who is mine. Let me say it again, because I need it to land somewhere past your logic and settle in the deepest part of your heart. What is assigned to your name is already on its way. It is not vaguely floating out there in some spiritual dimension, unclear and undetermined. It is in motion. The delivery has been dispatched. The destination is you. And you will not have to beg for it, or manipulate your way to it, or wonder if you were worthy enough. It is coming because I said so. Full stop. You have cried out to me, "Do you see me?" And I answer you now with complete certainty. I have never taken my eyes off you, not once. Every hidden sacrifice you made when no one was watching, I saw it. Every quiet yes you said when you were exhausted and afraid, I heard it. Every moment you chose faithfulness when quitting would have been easier, I marked it. Man may have overlooked you, but I never did. And now what I have been quietly marking in the private is about to be made loud in the public. While you were resting, I was releasing. While you were wrestling with doubt, I was delivering. While you were asking questions, I was commanding answers. And what is arriving now will not be small or quiet or easily dismissed. It will shake your house with evidence. It will change your atmosphere with favor. It will transform your story with a suddenness that will make your own heart gasp. Make space, beloved. Prepare your heart not just to receive but to recognize, because it may not look the way you expected. It may come through an unexpected person or an unlikely situation. but it will come. And when it does, you will know instantly. This is him. He did it. Not luck. Not coincidence. God. What once chased others will now chase you. What you used to run after will now run toward you. And when that door opens, when the right person calls, when the provision arrives, when the healing comes, when the relationship is restored, you will fall to your knees and know that faithfulness won. That love kept its word. That the waiting was worth every single difficult day, because what arrived on the other side of it is something that will never fade, never fail, and never be taken from you. Now, my child, let's go to the deepest and most personal place of all. I want to speak directly to your heart, to the version of you that lies awake at night, carrying things nobody else can see. I know about the exhaustion. Not just the physical tiredness that sleep can fix, but the deeper weariness. The kind that lives in your soul after years of being the strong one. The responsible one. The one who keeps it together so that everyone else can fall apart. I know about the smile you wore when your heart was breaking. I know about the praise you gave others from a spirit that was secretly running on empty. I know about the prayers you whispered through tears in places where you thought no one would hear. But I heard every single one, and I want you to know, your long season of barely surviving is ending. Tonight is the final page of the heavy chapter you have been living in. The weariness that has seeped into your bones has a deadline, and that deadline is now. Your season of rest and renewal and restoration is beginning. That weight you carry, I know it feels physical, doesn't it? It sits on your chest and makes your breathing shallow. It tightens your shoulders and never fully releases. The financial worry that wakes you at 3 in the morning. The loved one whose choices break your heart, and there is nothing you can do to fix it. The responsibility of holding things together that feel like they are always on the edge of falling apart. You were never designed to carry all of that alone. Your shoulders were not built for it, but mine are. So right now, I am asking you to do something that will feel vulnerable, but will bring immediate relief. Hand it to me. All of it, every worry, every burden, every person you have been trying to carry. Place it in my hands right now. Feel the release. Feel the lightness that comes when you stop trying to hold what was never yours to hold. This is not a temporary fix. This is a permanent transfer. I am taking it. You are stepping out of the exhausting cycle of striving and earning and performing and proving. You are stepping into my cycle of grace and receiving. You do not need to earn my blessing. You do not need to work for my peace. You only need to open your hands. And tonight, as your body rests, something deeper than physical sleep will happen. Your soul will be saturated in my presence. A deep supernatural restoration will take place while you sleep. While your eyes are closed and your body is still, I will be working. Untangling every knot. Making a way through every impossible situation. Preparing the path for the new day that is coming. Let me now speak to the hidden rooms. The places in your heart that have grown quiet over time. The corners where you stored old hurts because they were too big to process, and life did not slow down long enough to let you grieve them properly. The rooms that you padlocked from the inside just to protect yourself from feeling more pain. I see those rooms, and with the gentlest possible touch, I am opening them, not to overwhelm you, not to drag you back through pain for no reason, but to breathe life into what has been dormant, to warm what grew cold, to restore what was lost. Your spiritual senses are being sharpened tonight. For too long, hearing my voice has felt like trying to tune a radio with no clear signal. You could hear something, but you were never quite sure if it was me or just your own thoughts. That is changing. The line between us is being cleared. My voice will become a steady, undeniable knowing inside you. You will hear me in the quiet of the morning, You will sense my leading in decisions that once confused you. You will feel my presence in the small, daily moments of life, in the warmth of sunlight through a window, in the kindness of a stranger, in the unexpected peace that settles over you in the middle of a situation that should be stressful. And with this new awareness will come a fresh hunger. Reading my word will no longer feel like a duty. It will feel like the most satisfying meal after a long fast. Spending time in prayer will no longer feel like a religious exercise. It will feel like coming home, because you will have tasted what it truly means to be close to me, and you will crave more of it. And now let me speak to the generational patterns, the invisible threads that connect your struggles to the struggles of those who came before you, the things you inherited without asking, the anxiety that seemed to run in your family like a common cold passed from one generation to the next, the anger that rose up in you sometimes, and you recognized the shape of it because you had seen it in a parent, the financial cycles that kept repeating no matter how hard you tried to break them, the patterns in relationships that mirrored the broken patterns you grew up watching. These are not simply personality traits or unfortunate tendencies. These are generational chains, spiritual patterns established by choices, and wounds that go back further than your own lifetime. And you have carried them without your consent, without your knowledge, and have fought against them in your own strength, sometimes winning, and sometimes falling back into the same familiar grooves. But tonight, the power behind those patterns is being broken at its very root. I am not touching the surface of your life. I am going all the way down to the foundation. With the authority of the name that is above every name, I am severing these chains where they were first forged. The spiritual DNA that has been programming you for repeated cycles of lack, sickness, broken relationships, and defeat is being rewritten by my hand. The heavy cloak of inherited sorrow is being lifted from your shoulders. The expectation of failure that was handed to you without your permission is being dismantled. You are not bound by your bloodline. You are bound to me, and your destiny is written by my hand alone. You, right here, right now, are the turning point in your family line. You are the pattern breaker. You are the one through whom a new legacy begins. Where there has been a legacy of financial lack, you will establish abundance and generosity. Where sickness has been treated as inevitable, you will walk in divine health and wholeness. Where broken relationships have been the norm, you will bring a new standard of love and healing. The enemy's legal claim over your bloodline through the sins and wounds of the past has been fully canceled by the blood of my Son. His finished work on the cross paid the debt completely. The contract is canceled. The ancient claim is revoked. And from this moment forward, you walk in a freedom your ancestors could only have dreamed of. Walk in it, and as those old chains fall away, I am releasing something brand new over your life. A special anointing of favor. Not something abstract or hard to understand. Practical, visible, real favor. My divine influence going before you into every room, every conversation, every situation. Softening hearts, opening doors, arranging circumstances, turning obstacles into opportunities. And not just occasionally. This will become the new normal of your life. People who once opposed you will find themselves wanting to help you. Ideas you present that were once dismissed will suddenly seem brilliant to the same people who dismissed them. Closed doors will open. A no will become a yes. Resources that were declared unavailable will become available. And you will be in the right place at the exact right time over and over again, in ways that cannot be explained by coincidence, because it will not be coincidence. It will be me. Precise, faithful, deliberate, and this favor will also protect you. Gossip directed at you will not be able to penetrate the grace around your life. Situations designed by the enemy to trap, or embarrass you will turn around and become platforms for your promotion. The provision you need to fulfill everything I have called you to. The funding, the support, the ideas, the right people, you will not have to chase them anymore. My favor will cause them to chase you. Dear child, this ministry exists to bring encouragement, prayer, and God's truth to every heart that needs it. You can stand with us through the Ko-Fi or PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. May God bless you abundantly for your love and support. My child, the enemy is a thief. He came to steal your peace, kill your joy, and destroy your hope. But I came so that you might have life. Not a bare minimum, get by kind of life, but an overflowing, abundant life that reflects the goodness of who I am. And tonight, my divine justice is being released over everything that was stolen from you. Not just returning what was taken, multiplying it, restoring it with interest. A sevenfold return for every loss. The peace that was stolen from you by years of anxiety. I am flooding your soul with a peace so deep it will stand unshaken in any storm. The joy that was strangled by grief and disappointment. I am restoring it, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Laughter will return to your home. Lightness will return to your spirit. The opportunities you mourned as lost forever, I am bringing new ones that will eclipse them. The relationships broken by betrayal, where it is my will, I will restore them. Where it is not, I will bring new ones that are healthier and deeper than what was lost. Nothing is permanently gone when you place it in my hands. I am the God who redeems time itself. And the spiritual fire that was reduced to cold ash by burnout and religious exhaustion. I am fanning those embers back to life tonight. Not the fire of frantic religious activity. The fire of pure, passionate love. The kind that warms you from the inside out. The kind that makes you want to worship not out of duty, but out of overflow. That fire is coming back. Your wonder is returning. Your first love for me is being restored. Look at the areas of your life that feel like ruins right now. The broken dreams, the shattered plans, the things that feel like rubble with nothing to show for what once stood there. I am your divine architect. I am rebuilding those ruins. Not into a lesser version of what was there before. Into something better, stronger, and more beautiful than the original. Your life is not a monument to what was lost. It is becoming a testament to what I can rebuild. And every piece of rubble, every broken fragment, every demolished dream, I am picking up each one and placing it exactly where it needs to go in the new thing I am building. Your finances will not always be dry. The well is about to be filled. Your name will not always carry the shadow of false accusations or misunderstandings. I am your vindicator. Your integrity will shine clearly. The story of your life will not end in the chapter of struggle. The chapter of glory is being written. And when people see what your life becomes, they will not primarily see your scars. They will see my glory shining through a life that was refined, restored, and fully redeemed. So my child, as we come to the end of this time together, let me leave you with this. Everything I have spoken over you tonight is true, not wishful thinking, not empty comfort, true, permanent, established in heaven before it was ever spoken on this earth. The season of striving is over. The season of being overlooked is ending. The season of barely surviving is behind you. What is ahead is a season of walking in the fullness of everything I created you to be. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too broken, too late, or too ordinary for the extraordinary things I have planned. You are mine. You are loved with a love that has never wavered and never will. You are seen by eyes that miss nothing and forget nothing. You are held by hands that are strong enough to carry everything you are still afraid to put down. And you are walking, right now, in this very moment, into the most beautiful chapter of your story. The best is not behind you. The best is not a distant future reward you have to earn through more suffering. The best is breaking through right now, in your life, in your heart, in your situation, in your family, in your finances, in your health, in your purpose, in your peace. The best is coming, and it is coming for you specifically, with your name on it, ordained before the foundations of the world, and kept safely in my hands until this exact appointed moment. So go now, beloved. Go in peace. Go in faith. Go in the settled quiet, unshakable knowing that you are not walking alone. I am with you in every step, every decision, every room you enter, every conversation you have, every morning you wake up and choose to keep going. I am there. I have always been there, and I will always be there. Not as a distant, disinterested force, but as a father who is deeply, personally, completely invested in you and in everything that concerns you. The chains are broken. The season has shifted. The favor is released. The promise is preserved. The blessing is coming. The joy is rising. The freedom is yours. Walk in it. Live in it. Breathe in it. And when someone asks you what changed, tell them everything. Tell them about the faithfulness that never quit, the love that never left, and the God who kept every single word he ever spoke over your life. That is your testimony. And it is just beginning.